Do you want Hamas, the military wing of Hamas, to be destroyed?
Terrorism should not exist.
Right. So you want them gone?
Really crystal clear here, because I don't think that this question has been put to David anywhere near forthrightly enough by media. David, do you call for a ceasefire?
I call for the hostages to be released.
Do you call for a ceasefire, David?
If the hostages are released, then maybe you can have a ceasefire.
Are you willing to call for recognition of Palestinian statehood?
No, I'm calling for a two-state solution,
which requires acknowledging and accepting that Palestine exists.
Yes, and that means that, of course, it means Palestine exists.
So, will you support a motion to acknowledge Palestinian statehood in our parliament?
Not while Hamas are running it, because at the moment
this is the problem you get. I mean, I understand.
This is the perpetual feedback loop. Hamas was originally supported by the Israeli government in order to keep under suppression the Palestinian people. Again, we need some historical context here, and I think that it's incumbent on our political leaders to stand up to the plate to call for that ceasefire. Because, David, what you're currently practicing is whataboutism. Well, 12,000 innocent civilians have died.
Chloe, I'm not sure you're on the moral high ground on this issue, to be quite honest.
I do think, you can raise your voice and shout. I don't think anyone sitting on this couch.
I think I was shouting. It's very patronising.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say you were shouting, but I don't think anyone on this couch wants to see what's going on in Gaza right now happening. That anyone wants to perpetuate that.
But two of us on this couch, Ryan, hold positions of privilege and power in our parliament. One of us is a major leader of an incoming government. We have the opportunity to join with other international leaders and use every ounce of political power that we have to facilitate that call for ceasefire and ultimately to facilitate that two-state solution, which requires recognising Palestine.
And your call for ceasefire is regardless of whether any hostages are handed back or not.
If we have that ceasefire and the end to the abhorrence which is currently being rained down on civilians...
But do you call for a ceasefire even if the hostages are not returned?
Both have to happen simultaneously, Ryan.
Right so now, then you both have the same position.
No, we do not, because a ceasefire results in the end of unnecessary suffering and deaths of Palestinians.
I think that this is a very complex issue, and frankly, there's been far too much politics played over it. We need to first of all recognise the humanity, then recognise the complexity, and then speak calmly for a solution.
All right.
Which is a ceasefire.